maybe not for the players themselves, BA, but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the small forward position. Now here's Brown. The kick to Tatum from behind the arc. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
This is what great scorers do. Tatum rises to the three-point challenge.
Adebayo passes to Powell. Here's Mitchell. 6 to shoot. Right side Adebayo. Gets some space and buries the jumper.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. He immediately brought up Jason Tatum, the incredible all-star forward, saying, quote, Tatum is an NBA champion for a reason. He leads his team. JT does it all at 6'8", great passing it, defending, and obviously scoring too. We'll see how they plan to contain Jason tonight. Back to you, Brian.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Here's Powell, following the bucket by Boston.
The explosiveness off the screen. I mean, Bam's so good at knowing where to roll to after setting picks.
White, the pass to Brown. Fades back. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Usually he's a master in the midi, but not that time.
Down low. And Adebayo slams it in.
The aggressiveness of Adebayo. He plays with so much energy and force close to the bucket.
It's Brown on the wing. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game planning for.
Outside Adebayo. Pass to Hero. Wiggins outside. And no question, Bam Adebayo, one of the best all-around big men in the league.
Yeah, even as his efficiency has waned just a bit in recent years, he remains steady Eddie on a nightly basis. A two-way player who gives you a little of everything.
He misses the free throw.
You have to love the style Bam brings with him to the floor. He's such a spirited player, and you can see his teammates enjoy it as well.
He hits the second from the line. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Celtics trail by 3. On the wing, Tatum. With the fadeaway. Again, Boston.
Over the years, Tatum has limited the amount of mid-range jumpers that he takes, but it is still a natural part of his game.
It's Powell on the wing, defended by Hauser. Pass to Adebayo. Again, the Heat misses.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's definitely one he'd like back. Almost too wide open.
Now Brown. Powell with a steal. And pushing it up. Here's Miami. Here's Wiggins. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Oh, get off of that, man. Wiggins is that dude.
Pass to Brown. Back to Tatum. And here's Hauser. Launches a 3. Hits a three-pointer. And it's a tie ball game.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Hero for 3. Queta pulls it in. The Celtics have gone 5 of 6. They're rolling. Adebayo against Tatum. There's a screen. White for 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. Their last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
That was a case of getting too comfortable with a big lead. Even against a lesser team, you can't take anything for granted in this league.
Hero finds Powell. Adebayo sets a screen. Three-pointer, no good. To the inside. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Oh, this is how aggressive Tatum is. Excellent job of getting to the rim and a finish. Just light work.
Powell in the post. Defended by Hauser. And his teams run through the finish line of the season, Grant. There must be a certain amount of reflection happening.
For teams that are out of it, they might start that process now. But who has time for that if you're playoffs bound?
And even as the Heat look to go younger, this is not a team with an appetite for lengthy rebuilds, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. But one advantage they possess, when star players around the league ponder a change of scenery, Miami certainly has some great views.
The free throw drops for Wiggins.
You really get nonstop hustle from Andrew Wiggins, and that all-out style of play helps him be a serious difference maker on both sides of the ball.
The Heat making a switch here. Jaquez is checked in. And Wiggins drops them both. Boston's gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. White with a screen on Powell. Brown passes to Tatum. Off target from three-point range. And so Hero will bring it up for Miami. To the paint. And he dunks it down.
Yeah, maybe he's not a high flyer, but Hero still loves to finish with power.
Wiggins against Tatum. Outside White. Off the mark there with a three. The Heat have gone 6 of 9 and finding their rhythm now. Jaquez finds Hero. Now here's Powell. Adebayo a screen on Brown. Shot clock at 6. And Adebayo with the basket on the assist from Powell. Adebayo's got 9 points.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Checked in for Boston. Okay, a chance to look at some numbers for Peyton Pritchard.
Number 52, Luka Garza.
Celtics trail by 4. White looking it over. Pass to Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And they keep trading punches. Both teams in a groove early.
You have to think at this point the winner will be the one to settle in on defense.
Hero finds Wiggins. Powell outside. Adebayo a screen on Brown. Powell for 3. Here's Adebayo. And then Adebayo slams it in.
A tireless worker at both ends. Adebayo imposing his will that time on the offensive glass.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? For Boston, they've got 7 of 11 shots to find the mark. Back to White. Misses the baby hook. Heat leading by 4. Pass to Jaquez. Miami moving it around. Wiggins from long range knocks down the long J. Wiggins got 7.
I like that. Give Wiggins something in rhythm, and he knocks it down.
Here's Brown. A good-looking shot from the wing.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Wiggins with a screen on Brown. Back to Hero. Shot from 16. Again, the Heat score.
And their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
White, the pass to Brown. Shoots over Powell. A nice shot by Brown. 6 points for him. Miami's gone 2 of 5 from deep. Adebayo, a screen on Brown. Here's Powell. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Heat lead by 7.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Make some noise for your defense.
Bears check in for Miami. Yakachonis comes in for Tyler Hero. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They trail by 7. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles. Bam said, I want to be number 1 in some, if not all of these categories. I just have to keep improving and keep chipping away. And then it's just focusing on getting these wins. Back to you.
Good priorities. Thank you very much for the report, Allie. Now here's Ware. Taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. Pass to Pritchard. 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. Boston again missing. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Powell outside. Shot from the wing. The shot misses. Celtics trail by 7. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Garza. Beyond the arc. Jaquez grabs the board. Here's Yakachonis, defended by Pritchard. Yakachonis' shot is good. And the Heat lead by 9.
I just love the ball move.
And here's Pritchard. No made baskets yet. The rebound by Ware.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Powell passes to Adebayo. Here's Yakachonis. Back to Adebayo. And the big finish by Adebayo.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, they're in control on both ends of the court, and it's always impressive when you build a double-digit lead in the first quarter.
Now here's Pritchard. His offense has been fantastic, averaging just over 17 a game.
Not all his mid-range jumpers are created equal. That's one they'll take all night long.
Here's Yakachonis, averaging around 6 a game. And he lobs it up. Here's Pritchard. And that's not gonna go. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Heat up 9. Don't go away. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for Miami.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Shireman in at the 2 spot. Outside Tatum. For 3, JT for 3.
With his touch, Tatum's a threat from anywhere.
Well, Richard, some stars are the system, but Jason Tatum is often admired as a selfless system player.
Yeah, Jason enjoys being a piece of the greater puzzle. He doesn't have to have everything run through him, and I know that makes his teammates happy.
So it's Boston now, following the 3-point basket by Miami. Here's Gonzalez, and that one's long.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Here's Yakachonis, defended by Pritchard. Just 5 on the clock. Shot is up, and there are the Heat with another bucket.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Outside Tatum, from outside the arc, and the Celtics another 3.
Good job by Tatum to exploit the space just outside the arc.
Pass to Yakachonis. Back to Powell. To the wing, right side. 3-pointer. And the Heat, another 3.
They're shooting nearly 50% from beyond the arc, and their confidence is growing.
Now Tatum, Jaquez covers. Tatum against Jaquez. Now here's Tatum, guarded closely. The layup off target. Heat leading by 13. Pass to Powell. Where the screen. The drive by Powell. 3-pointer Yakachonis. Boston pulls it in. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. And that game will mark the end of a 4-game trip. Pass to Gonzalez. There's the triple. Jaquez grabs the board. Jaquez has got 4 rebounds now.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Powell for 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Celtics trail by 13. Nice ball movement by Boston. And the basket is good.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
The Heat have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And we've seen numerous near contenders go all in on trades. But it doesn't always work out that way.
No, especially lately. I can think of 3 or 4 different deals. They didn't pan out quite the way the teams had hoped.
right, let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams are getting it done in their transition offense. The Heat third.
And you know, over this stretch, they've really had their way in the open court, pushing the ball hard and getting those fast break points.
Now Ware hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. Working inside, Adebayo.
The moment Bam gets the ball close in, he's really hard to stop.
Lets the three fly. Tatum can't hit. Heat leading by 13. Now here's Jaquez. He came away with 14 points in his last game. The three from Mitchell. Bassey pulls it in. Boston has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. There's Tatum with the three. Sinks it again. That's his 7th made field goal in 11 tries.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. Now Jaquez. Back to Adebayo. The jump hook. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Adebayo's got 4 points this quarter.
And just an effective offensive talent. Adebayo plays so hard, and that's really what drives his game.
4-3. Adebayo with a steal. Jaquez on the wing, defended by Pritchard. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Miami shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. The Heat making a switch here. Hero's checked in. The Celtics also with a sub. Hauser, he's checked in for Bassey.
First team foul. Now at the line, if a player is fouled.
And Jaquez, no good on that one. Well, Richard, you would know something about this. Is the wing position the most important in the NBA right now?
I would say once we got to the point forward position of the Scottie Pippens, of the Penny Hardaways, it became the most important position in the NBA, and it still stands true.
And here are the Heat now. The Celtics making their last shot. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Hero. Clock at 6. Outside Jaquez. For 3, Powell. And again, no good by Miami. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Boston Celtics. A 12-point game. And Tatum fires one home.
The efficiency from Tatum on the offensive end is terrific, not letting any scoring chances pass him by.
Pass to Jaquez. Hauser grabs the board. Celtics trail by 10. Jaylen Brown gets it to fall.
Night in, night out, Brown just makes plays.
Hero, the pass to Powell. Pass to Adebayo. Hero outside. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
And just superb concentration from the crafty guard. Hero taking the contact like a champ.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Looking at who's out there now for Miami. Ware comes in for Jaquez. Larson comes in for Norman Powell. The Celtics also with a sub. Cade checked in. And that one falls for Hero. Grant, since he's come into the league, what's jumped out to you about Hero's development?
Well, I've liked seeing his growth in running the pick and roll. He's not just a jump shooter anymore. He's a guy that can anchor an offensive unit, B.A.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
Get ready to get hyped, fans. It's your Heat Breaker Dance Crew.
Hauser outside. Back to Pritchard. Brown scanning the floor. Goes up from the block. Brown gets the inside finish.
Sometimes Brown just looks unstoppable. A little contact doesn't bother him at all.
Here's Mitchell, and there it is for him. Mitchell's gotten his first bucket of the night. Celtics trail by 11. Pritchard with it. That one is off. Excellent D there from Hero. Pass to Adebayo. From 10 feet away, Keita pulls it in. Boston has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Now here's Brown. He's guarded by Hero. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Boston shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Jaylen Brown. 1.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw no good for Brown.
And we've watched Brown blossom into a talented scorer, someone who's capable of shouldering that entire offensive load.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Now here's Pritchard. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Shot clock at 5. The baseline J. Not enough on that one as it misses. Heat leading by 9. Outside Mitchell. Miami moving it around. White against Hero. Pass to Larson. Hero looking over the floor. Launches it. Jaylen Brown with a rebound.
And we haven't seen them pound the ball inside and draw as much contact this quarter.
Adebayo with a steal. Ooh, an open look for Hero. Good, and the assist goes to Adebayo. 9 points for Tyler Hero.
Yeah, rising up on a dime. I love seeing Hero be assertive like this.
Pritchard, the pass to Keita. Here's Hero, and that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Mitchell against Pritchard. They set a pick. And the 3 off target. Heat leading by 13. And here's Mitchell. 9 points in his last outing. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Larson. Takes the 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Larson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Leaving absolutely nothing on the table right now. Their focus and execution has been outstanding.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
Boston, no good that time either.
Oh, he really wanted that triple. Even though he missed, I really like the competitiveness I'm seeing.
Hero, the pass to Adebayo. And here's Ware. Adebayo sets a screen. And Adebayo slams it in.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
Pass to Brown. And so it's the Miami Heat, a sizable 18-point lead at the end of the period. Building this lead up in large part because of how well they're shooting it. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Coach Spoelstra. Coach, the intensity has been there defensively. Are you pleased with what you've seen?
Well, they're going to continue to attack. I mean, that's the identity of their team. They're not going to stop, and the ability to finish our defense with rebounds will be important.
You have to match their resiliency. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Glad you're joining us for halftime. And fellas, how about Bam Adebayo getting it done to start the game?
Bam has been the man in the first half. He's on. Not a lot of guys can keep up with him. So mobile for his size. He's got the skills, Shaq. These New Age centers are just something else.
The days of the slow big man might be over. Sorry, Shaq. Okay, now we've got some time to take a look at the Eastern Conference standings as the postseason comes into view.
You know, for Miami, they've clearly taken a step back as a franchise. You hate to see that. Something isn't right with this team. I don't know if it's personnel, the coaching. They're going to have to make some changes in the offseason.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it's been a runaway. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 18. Powell is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Tyler Hero. Then it's Davion Mitchell. And it's Adebayo in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Miami. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you. Tyler Hero wants to be the complete package. He said, quote, "I'm not thinking score, score, score. It's more about finding different ways to impact the game, knowing I don't have to force the issue. When I'm taking efficient shots and making the right passes, that makes us a dangerous team." BA, back to you.
He's finding that balance. Okay, Allie, good stuff.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Wiggins.
I've been impressed to see Wiggins adjust and become a quality defensive stopper. He is fully committed to playing lockdown D on the wing.
And Wiggins drops them both. Celtics trail by 20. Outside White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tatum, a screen on Mitchell. Here's White. Oh, he used the shot fake to create the angle, but he couldn't get it to fall. Hero, the pass to Powell. Outside Adebayo. Pass to Powell. From downtown, Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside White. Fires from 14. And Tatum with the basket on the assist from White. White's got 3 assists tonight. Hero against Brown. Powell outside. Kicks it to Hero. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got his 5th rebound in this one. White, the pass to Brown. Back to White. 3-pointer. 3-pointer goes up. 3-pointer goes down for White.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Wiggins finds Powell. Outside for Mitchell. The 3 gets the 3 to fall. Mitchell's got 5 now.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Now here's White. And here's Brown for 3. The rebound by Wiggins. Pass to Mitchell. Powell for 3. Boston pulls it in. Queta's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now Brown. Tatum looking it over. And here's White, hounded by Wiggins. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
He didn't have his feet planted.
First team foul.
Hauser passes to Brown. Lets it go from deep. Fires in the triple. Hauser's got his second bucket of the night.
Good work by Tatum, keeping his options open. He knew he had that kick out if he needed it.
Adebayo, a screen on Brown. Pass to Wiggins. Here's the three. Knocks it down from distance. And the Heat lead by 18.
No one there to contest, so he just drops it in like he's at the rec league.
Outside White. And here's Brown for three. That's his fourth miss out of 10 attempts.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Powell from 15 feet away. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Mitchell's got his fourth assist in this one. White finds Brown. Rebound Miami. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. That'll be the end of a 3-game homestand. Tatum with it. Guarded now by Mitchell. The open shot, White, and he drains the quick shot. White's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
Now here's Hauser. He's got 6. Here's Hero. Outside Mitchell. Outside Adebayo. Pass to Hero. 6 on the shot clock. Now here's Mitchell. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Mitchell's got his third basket on the night right there. Now White. He's got 5. Tatum a screen on Hero. Here's Brown. There's Tatum with the 3. Nails it from 3. Tatum's got 27 points.
They've struggled, but hey, you cannot lay it at his feet. Offensively, he's getting it done.
Right side Adebayo. Adebayo sets a screen. Powell for 3. The rebound, Celtics.
Oh, man, for whatever reason, he can't get it going from 3, and he's pretty good from there.
White, good.
Knew exactly where his teammate would be. That's a product of good chemistry.
Now here's Mitchell. 7 points in the game. He buries it from 3.
He was solid in the first half from deep. He's a guy who can get hot. Let's see how he does here in the second.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call. And with 3 games remaining in the regular season, here's how the East stacks up. You take a look at the Celtics. With the playoffs fast approaching, they are well positioned at second place in the conference. And of course, there's the Heat. Well, record-wise, not even in the same conversation.
You know, for the Celtics, they're so focused on holding their ground now in the last month of the season. And of course, missing the play-in tourney means extra time to rest. They know how crucial that is for the playoffs. A monster finish with authority.
And he hangs on the rim for a little extra spice. And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And now it's time to take a look at the top defensive teams in the league right now. Number 1, the Celtics.
Without a doubt, the best defensive team in the league this season. Forget about any other stats, steals, blocks, whatever. It comes down to limiting points. And so far, nobody's been better at holding their opponents in check.
Now here's Hauser. 6 points for him. The kick to Tatum. Fires for 3. Powell pulls it in. Miami leading by 20. Adebayo up top. Outside Jaquez. Hero for 3. And that basket makes him 6 for 11. Shooting a good percentage.
Yeah, absolutely no hesitation from Hero. He shoots at will from range.
Powell against Brown. Pass to Tatum. 5 to shoot. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Again, the miss by Boston.
Some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
And bouncing off defenders, Adebayo kept his eyes on the rim.
For Boston, they've gotten 6 of 14 shots to drop in this third quarter. Brown inside, working on Powell. Tatum inside, hounded by Wiggins. Tatum can't hit.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
Powell passes to Hero. Outside Adebayo. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
More points coming from inside. In that respect, they've been the more aggressive team.
And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Look, they're getting good looks inside. It's been a point of emphasis all night long, but I love this hard-nosed attitude of this team.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
My call would sound like this.
Free throw, no good for Adebayo. Every trip up the floor gets more and more important.
Yes, indeed. They badly want to stop the bleeding here.
And here's Brown for 3. Rebound Miami. Adebayo's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Wiggins. Shireman grabs a board. Boston's shooting 46%, a decent average so far. Outside, Brown gets the 3 ball to go. Brown's got 15.
It took 6 attempts, but he finally hits a shot.
Outside Jaquez. Back to Hero. The 3 ball. It's rebounded by Walsh.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
Pass to Shireman. Back to Brown. Launches it from deep. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got rebound number 13 tonight with that one. Now here's Powell. 15 points in the game. To the middle. It's tipped. Brown with the steal. Here's Shireman, hounded by Wiggins. Here's Brown. Oh, great D that time from Powell. Pass to Wiggins. Shireman grabs a board. The Celtics shooting 37% since the beginning of the third quarter. Pritchard gets it to go. And something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
And by the look of it, guys, this could be serious.
Look, I'm no doctor, and I know that might be a surprise to a lot of you people, but look, that looked pretty harsh, and he's certainly going to have to miss some extended time.
Larson's checked in for Miami. .121 left in the third quarter. Pass to Jaquez. Miami moving it around. Hero for 3. He hits again. 7 for 13 and looking confident.
And you can tell he's starting to figure things out here in the second half.
Here's Shireman. Yet to see a basket. Here's Brown. It's hauled in by the Heat. Adebayo's got rebound number 15 here tonight. The 3 is up. The rebound, Celtics.
He hasn't had his best game, but they've gotten enough production elsewhere, so it hasn't really mattered.
Pass to Brown. Here's Garza. Takes a three. Oh, great D that time from Adebayo.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, it's all about clock management with these situations. Let's see how it plays out.
Hero with the bucket.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
And so it's the Miami Heat already up 26 points as this quarter ends. And their three-point shooting, a big reason they have a sizable lead. We'll be right back with you shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
We talk a lot about playing for one another. Right there with the pass, he's demonstrated what it means to do exactly this.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Boston, we've got Jason Tatum, and it's Walsh in at center, filling out the middle. The Celtics shooting pretty well at 45%. Outside Tatum from deep. Adebayo grabs the board.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And an emphatic jam on the lob.
And look how explosive Bam can be. Defenses can't do anything to stop him on the alley-oop.
And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First team foul.
And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
First one falls for him.
A multi-talented swingman, Tatum just continues to get better and better each year.
So for Miami, Fontecchio comes in for Bam Adebayo. And Yakachonis subbed in for Mitchell. Garza's checked in for Boston. And that's good as he hits both shots.
One of the best players in the game today. Tatum's work ethic and hunger to win more championship is special.
Pass to Ware. Gonzalez pulls it in. Inside. Here's Tatum. Got it. Good job in the low post. Tatum's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's done everything he can to give them a lift tonight, but it hasn't been enough.
Jaquez with a screen on Pritchard. Driving in. Yakachonis. And he gets it to go.
They have no answer defensively inside.
And it's Tatum with the ball for the Boston Celtics. And, of course, you won a ring with the Cavs in 2016, Richard. Talk about the challenge of winning a title.
In a lot of ways, it just comes down to will and grit. The playoffs are an extra 2 months of intense basketball. The team that wins it all normally has the most health and motivation.
And the first one at the line is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Didn't get to the line in the first half, but since the break, he's been in attack mode. Great adjustment.
Pass to Yakachonis. Driving inside. And here's Fontecchio. Connects from downtown.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Tatum against Jaquez. And it's Tatum missing.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Pass to Ware. Here's Jaquez. Offline with a three. The Celtics have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Something the league has worked towards, seeing small market teams competing at a high level, Grant.
Yeah, this league isn't just for the big cities. Smart drafting and team development can make any organization elite. And of course, that's the beauty of it all.
The first one falls. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And so Tatum nails both of them.
And they've been playing with much greater physicality this half. Getting themselves to the free throw line is a bust.
Pass to Yakichonis. Shoots over Pritchard. The shot by Yakichonis, no good. And for the Celtics, they're shooting 44%, a pretty decent clip. There's Tatum with the three. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got 6 rebounds in the game. Deflects the pass. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He still got a good outcome.
To the right side. Here's Yakichonis. Misses off the left iron. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Left side, Brown. Outside Pritchard. Fires the three. Sinks the tray.
I'd like to see them run more plays for him. Maybe something in motion to make it harder for the defense to deny the ball.
Here's Yakichonis. Grant, you're involved with helping the NBA grow the game globally. How important are those initiatives?
You know, BA, it's very important to watch how the game has grown over the last 30 years that I've been connected with the NBA is quite staggering, but there's more work to be done. So every initiative, every appearance, every camp, every game is so vitally important as we continue to spread the game of basketball all over the world.
Pass to Yakichonis. On the clock. The three is up. On target from range. Yakichonis has got 7 now in this quarter.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Tatum with a screen. Down low. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. Yes, Peyton Pritchard doing it at the NBA level. But he was a beast in the college ranks too, Richard.
All-time leader in games played, minutes, and assists in his conference. The only player to reach 1,900 points, 600 assists, and 500 rebounds in the conference. You know, that's pretty tough.
And the free throw, no good. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
Brown passes to Tatum. Now here's White. Puts up a three. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Jaquez no good.
Sometimes it's just not your night. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Takes a step back. Outside White. Again, the miss by Boston.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
Pass to Ware. Brown against Smith. Out left to the wing. Fontecchio, the pass to Smith. White with a steal. Looking to end this cold spell.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
Here's Larson. No good on the triple. The Celtics have got 5 out of 10 shots to drop here in the final quarter. And here's Brown for 3. Rebound Miami. Jaquez has got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Smith with it. Pass to Ware to get back on track, and the three-pointer goes.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
With the floater. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And despite the NBA's popularity, some folks criticizing the wide-open style of play.
Yeah, you know, B.A., some of the artistry is lost when guys are mostly hunting for open threes. But for some teams like the Celtics and Warriors, that's been a championship-winning formula. And, well, we all know it's a copycat league.
And that one falls for Tatum. So for Miami, Jovic, he's checked in for Jaquez. And Yakichonis subbed in for Smith. And the Celtics also making a change. Cada's checked in for Pritchard. And so Tatum nails both of them. Here's Yakichonis. Fontecchio with a screen. Pass to Larson. Shot clock at 6. Fontecchio with a screen. Three-pointer Yakichonis. Boston pulls it in. To the paint. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
First personal foul. Team is in the penalty. Shooting for Boston, Sam Hauser, 1.
Well, officials have never been under greater scrutiny, so development is key, Grant. And I read now they have a training app refs can use on their phones.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the players leveraging electronics to train smarter, and it's great to see the officials making use of technology as well.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Celtics. Celtics trail by 20. Outside, Brown. Here's the pick. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Ware.
And as long as he keeps missing from deep, the D will keep letting him fire away. He's just off from range right now.
Here's Larson, defended by Hauser. Larson with the bucket.
Just continuing to pile it on, refusing to let up.
If he has space in the mid-range, he'll let it fly. Doesn't matter if the score is tied or they are up big.
And the basket is good. He got it to go, and he took the bump. So a free throw coming up. An opportunity at a three-point play. Miami making a switch here.
Back line for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, 1.
Free throw good. Brown.
What makes Brown special is his blend of smarts and effort level. Not just an intelligent player, he also gives you a phenomenal amount of energy out there.
And stolen by Brown. To the inside. Using the glass to lay it in.
And even though they're down, it's not on him. He's been lights out on offense for them this quarter especially.
Let's check in with Allie LaForce for an injury update on Andrew Wiggins.
I had a moment to catch up with the Heat's head athletic trainer. Sadly, he confirmed that it's a severe injury. It looks like a badly torn Achilles tendon. And unfortunately, all signs point to a lengthy recovery time for him. Guys, it'll be a while before he's back on the floor.
All right, Allie, thanks.
Listen, the big thing is now we have more information on what's going on with him. Hopefully, there's no setbacks.
From downtown. Oh, he can't hit it.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Outside Tatum. can't hit it.
And that's when they say you can't teach tall. This is where size helps you, owning those rebounds on the defensive end.
Four on the clock. Shoots a three. It's off. Celtics trail by 17.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Heat.
And they got a huge boost from their reserves tonight.
Yeah, the point differential between the two benches was a deciding factor in this game.
And their efforts tonight pushed them to 41 wins on the year so far.
Yeah, they salvaged a little pride here tonight. You got to come away with at least one win against a conference opponent each year.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Bam Adebayo.
The work he put in on the glass helped shape this game. Never taking a play off and closing out a number of possessions.
And he makes a first. Both teams will make substitutions. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Trailing by 19. To the middle. Picked it out of midair. Smith against Pritchard. Pass to Larson. And there's the screen. To the paint. Stolen. Outside Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Just 5 to shoot. So it's the Heat winning this one easily. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling when you play this well for your fans. This team really showed what it's capable of.
Let's send it courtside and check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Tyler, we know you are never shy. What gives you that confidence to let it fly when the pressure is on?
I like taking a big shot. My teammates, my coaches, they all trust me, put me in the right spots, and sometimes I make a couple big shots here and there.
Well, you give them a reason to trust as well. Congratulations.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, time for our player of the game, Bam Adebayo.